Hey, what's up, guys? It's Dan again from Crypto Camacho. And hey, guys, today I have an exciting ICO for you that I want to review. I think this is going to be a game changer in the video game, in the esports competitive industry, right? So first, before I even jump in to, the coin itself, I want to look at the esports industry. Well, let me just show you what coin I want to review first, I guess. Let me jump over to that. So the coin today that I want to review is Asura coin, the ultimate esports game changer, right? And the crowd sale is live and starts on June 2nd, which is in 4 days, 15 hours, and 12 minutes and 36 seconds. So first, before I jump into this particular ICO in general, I want to talk about the esports industry and just show you the potential of this market, of this platform, and this ICO ultimately, and what they're trying to achieve with their ICO, with their platform, and so on. I think this is going to be a big opportunity for those that are paying attention. So guys, let's first look at Google, and let's just type in esports market size, right? So what is the market size of the esports industry, right? It's a very, very big industry. The revenues this year will reach 696 million. That's according to newzoo.com, which is the first thing that pops up on Google. So 696 million this year, and will grow to 1.5 billion by 2020, which is literally 1.5 years away. So it's going to essentially triple in the next year and a half. This industry is going to triple, right? And so if you can kind of think about or extrapolate this in terms of blockchain and cryptocurrency, what is the impact going to be? So not only is the industry itself going to grow 3 times in the next year and a half, but it's going to be facilitated by blockchain and cryptocurrency, enabling you to directly participate in the growth of this industry by directly investing in cryptocurrencies that are trying to really master the esports gaming industry, right? And so I'm going to get into this particular ICO, Asura coin, and show you how it relates. But let's just look at this chart really quick, right? So this shows kind of the esports audience growth from 2015 through 2020, right? And the audience growth itself is quite staggering, quite impressive, right? So you have 115 million in 2015 folks interested in this interested in esports. Then in 2017, now we're seeing 1 million people, which is a 20% year-over-year growth. And in 2020, we're going to see approximately 286 million users in this particular market, right? Asia Pacific accounts for 51% of esports enthusiasts, so it's worth noting that as well, because that's going to be relevant when I talk about Asura coin, which is based on the Neo coin, the Neo blockchain cryptocurrency, right? Makes sense. That's all based in Asia. Neo is a competitor to a lot of other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum and so on. And so makes sense that they're going to be choosing Neo, but we'll get into that in a second. Next, if we go over to esports games and we just look at, what is esports in general, right? So esports really, it's the ability to go and play a variety of different games, different video games, and compete against other users and essentially bet whether or not, one user or another user is going to win in a particular game, right? There's a lot of variation to that. There's a lot of nuance depending on the game you're playing, depending on how many people are playing the game, depending on how the competition has been set up, so forth and so on. But that's essentially it, right? You can play these video games. You can compete with anybody around the world. You can compete individually. You can compete as teams. And you can essentially make bets to bet the other team or bet the other players of who's going to win that particular battle, that particular game, that particular strategy, whatever it may be, right? So it's really playing video games with an incentive to win money if you actually win the video game competition that's been set up, right? So in a nutshell, that's really what esports are. Now I want to go over to, this article really quickly. Competitive video game gaming will be a $1.5 billion industry by 2020. So I just did talk about that a little bit. This gives a little bit more of a breakdown of the esports revenue and audience growth by 2020 from 2015, right? So you can see this market is poised to really, really grow very, very significantly in the year or two to come, right? Okay. So let's look at the coin itself, right? So the coin I'm talking about is Asura coin, the ultimate esports game changer. It looks very, very, very interesting. The fact that I can go on and bet against somebody while playing a video game is actually quite compelling. And I can actually bet against others that are playing against themselves, right? So I could just bet on a particular match like I would bet on a sports team, right? Like a football team or a baseball team or whatever. I'd bet on the World Series. I could bet on video game competitions as well. So Asura Coin is bringing this whole industry to the blockchain. They're going to enable global regulations to make this a global worldwide market. They're going to put this concept on the Neo blockchain to remove any type of middleman that would need to facilitate transactions between users or teams and video games, developers. Kind of the whole bit is going to be wrapped up all in this Neo blockchain. So that you could withdraw, you can deposit, you can make these bets seamlessly across the Neo blockchain, right? Security obviously won't be an issue because they're leveraging Neo blockchain, which is very, very secure, up there with Ethereum and others. So the thing that's cool about this is you can structure however you want the rules to make bets on whatever types of games you want, and then you can profit based on how you set up the deals themselves. So you can essentially craft your own strategy of how you're going to play these video games, of how you're going to bet on tournaments in these video games to actually make money by winning and by betting smartly on these different games that are being played, right? So on the platform itself, you'll be able to do live streaming. You'll be able to set up betting rules that are oriented to making money. You're going to be able to do community bets or individual bets like I just talked about. You're going to be able to earn commissions by engaging with the platform itself. You're going to be able to learn from some of the best video game players in the world, and you're going to be able to know who those people are because all the statistics, all the reviews, all of the winners, losers, odds, everything that you would need to do to track all of this information will be encoded and stored on the blockchain itself, so it can be pulled up, aggregated, and really looked at any point in time to get insights of who the best players are, what the best games are, who's actually playing these games, and how they're actually winning these games. You can actually learn from them so that you can tweak your strategy to actually make more money and start investing in games, in tournaments, and betting on players that you think will actually win so that you can make more money, right? So it's taking betting and esports to a whole new level, right? Because traditionally, you would bet on sports teams, right? You'd bet on football teams, baseball teams, soccer teams, whatever it may be, and you would make these bets just like in Vegas or, wherever, in different casinos or different betting channels, if you will. You'd make these bets, but now you can make these bets on video games, and you could actually yourself be engaged in these video games and make bets while playing. It's pretty cool concept, right? There's going to be worldwide tournaments people can bet against and bet on for these games, and these games are all over the place. I'm going to show you a demo of the platform in a second. Here's kind of a quick snapshot of it, but there's a variety of games you can play and bet on. So I want to get to that in just a sec. Here's the roadmap. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that. You guys can go check that out. Here's the token sale details. The token sale will start June 2nd, 2018, so you have about 4 days. It will end on June 30th. They're trying to raise a hard cap of $12 million. The first folks that invest in this ICO in the first 24 hours will get a 20% discount on this token. The token price will be 1 Neo is equal to 5,000 ASA or Asura coins. So you can kind of do the calculation on that. The maximum supply is going to be 1 billion tokens. So I imagine this is going to start off fairly inexpensive, but can quickly rise in price as the market goes up, the market size increases, the audience increases, the efficiency increases in terms of creating these bets, right? So to date, they already have an audience. They already have a platform set up. And here's some of the stats behind that, which makes me feel like this team is solid. This platform is solid. I am bullish on Asura because the sheer market size, because of how addicting not only video games are, but how addicting gambling is, right? You marry video games and gambling together, and you got kind of a match made in heaven for folks that like gambling and playing video games, right? And this lets you directly invest and compete with others and make money for your efforts while playing video games. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool concept, guys. Okay, so here is the team. Check them out. Of course, a lot of different sponsors, a lot of different reviews have gone into this. If you look at their Telegram channel, they already have 20,000 folks on their Telegram channel. On Twitter, they already have 9,000 followers on Twitter. So they are going to rise through the ranks fairly quickly. I want to show you a demo. If you click on, there's a demo button in here somewhere. You can actually look at a demo. And I also want to show you a one-pager, so give me one sec here. Here's the demo, guys. So here's Asura World. Here's the platform that they already have. And you can already go take a look at this and look at all the different games that you can play. You can play Dota 2, League of Legends, you can play CSGO. There's just a number of games that you can play. And if you click on one of the games, you could see how the bets are set up, right? You can see what the odds are. You can see, how the bets are going, who the players are. And you could actually bet against them by entering a stake in that particular game or tournament, right? So you have to log in to actually get the details. So I'm not logged in right now, but I wanted to just show you how this is actually working and how it's going to work in the future, right? So if I click on Dota or Data, I don't even know how, I'm not a gamer, so I don't really know exactly how that's pronounced. But if I click on it, it doesn't work. No, okay, so let's, so betting. Let's click on Dota, okay? That game will pop up. I can see if there's any upcoming tournaments, and this is obviously pretty new, so there's not a whole lot of tournaments. But you can see the matches between the players that are being set up. You can bet on whatever one you want. You can see a second match here, and you could bet, and you can actually make a stake, however you want. So the odds I'm betting against this game in this particular match, the odds are 3-2, right? So anyway, that's how the platform is going to work, by betting on and playing these different video games. So quite interesting, right? Okay, so here's the white paper for Asura Coin, and I want to just give you a sneak peek at this. It's very well written. I highly recommend you go and read it. Talks about esports, talks about the market size, which I've already talked about to some degree, but definitely go dig into here because it breaks down the details even more. This actually breaks down the platform itself and the games and the vision of how they're going to build out the platform, how they're going to build out an ecosystem that is built on the Neo blockchain. They're going to break that down in this white paper on how they're planning on monetizing their ecosystem by leveraging blockchain and the Neo blockchain, right? So here's kind of a quick snapshot of how the voting, the community votes will work. I'm not going to break this down, but you could look through this yourself. The main thing I want to leave you with, guys, is here's a one-pager. You should definitely check this out if you go to their site, asuracoin.io, and it gives an overview. I do want to read this overview really quick because I think it's important. The Asura Coin is an esports platform built on the Neo blockchain that allows gamers the opportunity to bet, compete, learn, discuss, and earn. The platform will allow for live streaming, community betting, and commissions to further fund future events. Users will be able to choose which tournaments are hosted on the platform through monthly voting, and will also have the ability to place bets through a game-oriented immersive betting system. To maintain Asura's ability to host monthly tournaments, a percentage of winnings will be deposited into a monthly prize pool. Asura will utilize smart contracts to enable community-voted unique betting rules, which will be created by users. Users will be able to suggest betting markets based on the functionalities supported by a game's API and support them for voting. The most highly rated markets will be audited to automatically provide odds, using the smart contract to transparently provide the information. Asura also aims to provide a professional in-depth game guides to coach players on how to play the games, how to use better strategies, how to predict different outcomes, so forth and so on. So this is quite cool, actually. If I was a gamer, I would be in heaven, right? Because I mean, this is just crazy. They're marrying video games with gambling, with blockchain. I mean, this is like a sure winner. Like, I don't know how much better it can get. A decentralized, distributed type of platform and ecosystem that enables gambling, enables playing video games, and enables you to compete with your friends is freaking awesome. I mean, this is crazy. And the market size is growing 3 times in the next year and a half. I mean, if there couldn't be a better ICO to invest in, I don't know what it would be. I mean, there's obviously a lot of good ICOs to invest in. I'm not recommending you go spend all of your hard-earned cash on investing in Asura Coin, but I am saying that there is definitely a potential opportunity to make a good amount of money or good ROI from the Asura coin ICO. I'm just calling it as it is, guys. If you want to know about competition, check out their one-pager right here. Gives you notes and details about all the competition, about what the competition is offering. First Blood, Engine, D-Market, so forth and so on. Asura coin is sure to be a winner compared to all the others, guys. I'm Dan from CryptoCamacho.com, and I want you guys to check out Asura coin, at least be aware of it, apply for the whitelist, because at least you'll get information about it, right? And you'll at least be able to make an educated decision about it. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I am not your mother, so I'm not telling you to go throw all your money into this coin, but I am telling you I think it's bullish. After looking at, hundreds of ICOs, this one is clearly going to perform well in the years to come. I'm Dan from CryptoCamacho.com, and if you can, please click on that little red button to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like what you see, and I'll give you updates every single day on how you can make some money in cryptocurrency during this cryptocurrency revolution. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later, guys. Hopefully this was helpful.